It's really sad. It's tragic that we have all of these shootings of children's schools. Doesn't matter really who's involved. It's terrible either which way. But there's an emerging body of evidence that transgender kids and others who are treated with certain medications and whatever have affected them mentally. Of course, we know that the left is mentally ill by definition. It doesn't take much to figure that out. The left in this country has been trying to destroy Judeo-Christian values or values. I don't care what religion it is. It's even Islam for that matter. You know, Islam does not countenance homosexuality. Uh, People can take issue with how they deal with it, and not all Muslims do that. There are a lot of good Muslims out there as well. But the fact is that this is contrary to what God taught us in the Bible, and certainly it is contrary to biological common sense. And this is what the left has been trying to do. They're trying to destroy us from within by creating these creatures that have nothing to do with being male or female, but are biologically manipulated through medical science, if you want to call it that. And now we have a pattern and practice of many of these shootings occurring at the hands of transgenders. Now, who's defending this? Governor Tim Walz, Tampon Tim of Minnesota. It's a beautiful state. It's a shame that infested in that state is a level of left-leaning and anti-Judeo-Christian values that is a leading force in the destruction of the moral fabric of this country. This is something that needs to be dealt with. We don't want to be cruel. Everybody deserves equal rights. Everybody deserves to live their life as they please. But when they push it on other people, they want to have nothing to do with it. And that's what the left does. Left has a lot of rules, but the rules don't apply to them. Normal standards don't apply to them. They do whatever they want. Whenever they're called to question, anyone who questions them is called a racist, or called a misogynist, or is called a sexist, whatever the case may be. Well, here is a manifesto. Peacefully and legally, the left must be removed from our body politic. It must be relegated to the ash heap of history. President Trump is doing a good job. He knows that if he doesn't take care of business now, from his perspective, with all of the persecution that he has experienced, and we see it spilling over to we the people with our corrupt legal system, with corrupt federal judges who make decisions not on the basis of the law, but on the basis of who you are, or bar associations that do the same thing in the District of Columbia, New York, and California, for instance, ultra leftists trying to eliminate conservative and Republican activist lawyers so we can't go into court and solve things peacefully and legally. This is where we are, fellow patriots. I thank you for your support all these years. But we're in a battle. It's left against right. One side's going to win and one side's going to lose. And I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org because we need to do it peacefully and legally. We need to fight back. We need to make sure these people are eradicated in a proper fashion from having any influence over our children and over ourselves. And now they've become a violent threat. And the governor of Minnesota says that certain of these transgender shooters are his friends. Others say the same. They think this isn't important. There are people in the District of Columbia of the left who say, we don't care about carjackings. We don't care about violent crime. President Trump's a dictator for taking over D.C. Well, let me tell you something. This is long overdue. The District of Columbia, which I lived in for many years, which I have to go back to do business on a fairly frequent basis, is a vile cesspool. It's beyond a swamp. It is controlled 98% or more by leftists, Democrat leftists, that want to destroy us from within. Go back and read Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, and you'll see exactly what happened. In 1958, she predicted it. She wrote a book that the communists, the atheists, and others would take over. They would dumb everything down. They would try to destroy the country. And an individual by the name of John Galt left. He quit. He went into hiding and got industrialists, academics, people in the religious field and everywhere else to plan the return to save the country. Well, that's what we're doing. President Trump, it's not enough that what he's doing. He's doing a great job, but we, the people, need to rise up, and you need to do it through Freedom Watch as a vehicle that you can do it with. Join our Justice League. Become part of the solution, not part of the problem. Be proactive. Just don't sit there in your den with your feet on the coffee table drinking martinis or sipping wine or beer thinking that someone else is going to do it for you. It's time to rise up. As I've said many times, President Trump, as great a job as he's doing, is only here for another 3.5 years. We've got to do it for ourselves. So now is the time to fight back. Join Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org. Contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We need you. Freedom Watch needs you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for playing a role. Thank you for supporting us, me, Larry Klayman, all these years. When I ran Judicial Watch, now I run Freedom Watch, which I founded after I ran for the U.S. Senate in Florida. Please join us and help us. It's for the benefit of you, your family, your loved ones, and as important, this nation, so it can continue to be the greatest nation on earth. God bless you. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. We're fighting a war. Either the left will win or the right will win. We have to make sure it's the right, because we are right. Thank you for listening to me.